atensyon po nating gobyerno ay nasa pakikisalamuha, ha? Sa Estados Unidos, sa kanyang mga, kung ano man ang kanyang mga pakay dito. So we have a government that is being run by objectives that is beneficial to the U.S. and not to the Philippines. Bakit? Ay mali po ang focus. In fact, dumating po si Zelensky dito sa ating bansa. At panoorin natin itong video na ito.
Do you agree with me? So President Marcos,
Yes,
please.
my
Thank you
question
very much.
is, President, in the eyes of the international community, some of your Philippines behavior in recent times, it now sounds like you really consider other parties' comfort level, and there is a risk of ruining the regional long-earned, long-lasting peace since the end of the, colonialist history. What's your comments on that? Thank you very much.
Well, I cannot imagine what you must be referring to if the reference or the allusion is to the Philippines somehow tearing apart what we have agreed on with in ASEAN in terms of ASEAN centrality. Quite the contrary. I think if you examine more closely the remarks that I just made, I precisely focus on ASEAN centrality, and that the principles that are laid down that are involved in the concept of ASEAN centrality are some things that we must use to guide us. And if we have been distracted in the past years or so, then it's time for us to return and remember once again what ASEAN was created for. I would even go far as to say there is no such thing as a regional issue any longer. We have all experienced the unexpected effects of the war in Ukraine, of the conflict in the Middle East, and all of these. And when we talk about the South China Sea, we have to also remember that the South China Sea is the passageway for half of the world trade. And therefore, the peace and stability of the South China Sea and the freedom of navigation of the South China Sea is a world issue. And that is what I am proposing. And I am saying that yes, it is a regional issue, but we must examine and be part of the discussion. We must include all parties in that discussion, because now it is not just ASEAN member states who are stakeholders, and it is quite easy to see that it is in fact the entire world that have become stakeholders in the peace and stability of our region.
Yan. Itong take down notes po ako eh. Oh. Dahil hindi ko maintindihan itong sinasabi niyang ASEAN centrality. Sa kanya pong speech, premise niya ang kanyang proposition sa rule-based order ng Amerikano. Ang rule-based order ng Amerikano, ang agenda ng Amerikano rito ay freedom of navigation. And then now, in answer to this question, because he was confronted by a China general, he suddenly segued towards the agenda of peace. That is the aspiration of ASEAN centrality. But where is the ASEAN centrality in its present orientation? ASEAN centrality in its present orientation is not tilted towards the United States. It is focused on a peaceful coexistence with the neighboring superpower, the regional superpower, which is China, and taking advantage as much as possible on China's superlative economic, rise. So China is the rising power. And the US is the descending power. The ASEAN centrality is with the ascending power. But the Philippines is with the descending power. And yet, ano ang positioning ng Philippine Communications Office dito kay Marcos? Eto ho. Focusing on defense and security issues headquartered in London and funded mainly by Western governments and its allies, he has been overrated as a world leader who delivered the keynote address at the Shangri-La Dialogue. And basically, pag alis niya, dumating naman si Zelensky, which is a very bad optics, mga kabansa. Napakasamang optics. Because this world leader, Kuno, who was treated by U.S. President Biden during the triad meeting in the U.S. last April, he was treated like a second-class citizen. Denied of equal honors that was given to Kishida of Japan, and seen by the ASEAN, Asian, and Global South leader now as a mere sidekick of the Americans. And before that, noong November, this world leader, Kuno, settled for a sideline meeting with Xi Jinping at the San Francisco APEC meeting in search of a new paradigm to ease tensions between the Philippines and China. And when Admiral Albert Carlos operationalizes the easing of tensions, he threw the Westcom chief under the bus. Nakakalungkot, mga kabansa. Nakakalungkot. And now, because he is not addressing the internal problems which are humongous already. And doon nga kanina, two blogs away, sinabi ko that the economy is already sinking. No? That yellow flags are all over the place. BBM is losing the country. There is an anti-BBM movement growing broader every week from one Maisog rally going around the country, and now, mga kabansa, asa na siya? After Hong Kong, nagtayo na Maisog sa Washington DC. After Washington DC, nagtayo na sa New York. And today, Saturday, kaninang alas 12, sa Japan, nag-launch na ho Maisog Japan. At next na ang Maisog California, at tumatawag na rin ang Singapore OFWs dahil gusto na rin nilang magsimula na maisog. At medyo unstable na ang armed forces of the Philippines. Nandyan yung mga ex-generals like De Leon, Poquis, Mascarenas, I'm sorry. And si BBM ho ngayon ay umiikot na sa mga military camps to assure the troops that he is not seeking militarization and a war. Iba yung ginagawa niya sa sinasabi niya. Alam niyo po, sinuportahan natin si BBM. At hanggang ngayon, bilib tayo kay First Lady dahil napunta pa ang First Lady sa Chinese Chancery. At kinausap si Ambassador Wang Zhejiang. Nandun ho ako. Sabi niya, peace, peace. Sabi niya. Hindi ganoon. Sabi niya, not like that. It's like this. Sabi ni First Lady. And I mean, Marcos is playing devil's advocate to the administration. So, where is all this going? Ang social cost po ay nandiyan na. Number 1 na ang Maynila with the highest crime in Southeast Asia. Pakita natin. Okay? Number 2, ang Kuala Lumpur, Numpe, Jakarta. Ayan, sa kaliwa ho, number 1 ang Pilipinas. At yung sinabi ko na may isang nagkalulons kanina, ayan, 12 o'clock. Saan sila? Sa Saitama, Urawa Ward, Tagasago. Yun. Kung saan man parte ng Japan yan. Pero, saka na nakita natin na nagre-recruit ang Philippine Army, hiring elementary, high school, and college graduates. No age limit. Height 5, male and female, single or married. Salary, 46,000 naman. Ini-entice nila na maging sundalo. Hello! Kayo pong mag-a-apply, kayo unang isusubo sa kanyo. Ito na ang ating moral lesson dito. Anong message natin? Sabi ni Eric Celis, sa Pilipinas kung mahal program niya, it is widely recognized that the behavior and actions of any government have profound implications. And in this case, Marcos government's foolhardy war posturing and warmongering against China represent a reckless and dangerous path that could lead to catastrophic consequences for the Philippines and its citizens. Unang-una, we lack the military and economic strength to effectively confront China in a military conflict. Obvious ba yan? Hindi ba yan ang sinabi ni Duterte? May choice ba tayo? Gera or diplomacy? Dito ako sa diplomacy, sabi ni former President Rodrigo Duterte. And ang consequences niyan will not be limited to the battlefield. Magkakaroon po ng ramifications yan sa regional stability, pati yung mga ibang ASEAN countries, maapektuhan. Ang local geopolitics natin, magkakaroon ng giriyan, magiging pro-A or pro-B. Yan ang mangyayari dyan. Ang trade at economy natin, masasakripisyo. Issues such as poverty, inequality, corruption, healthcare, education, infrastructure should be the government's priority, sabi ho ni Eric Celis. So yan, in conclusion, dapat mag-prioritize sa diplomacy, dialogue, and peaceful resolution of conflicts. Because only through prudence, sabi ni Eric, and responsible leadership can the Philippines navigate the complex challenges of the 21st century and secure a peaceful and prosperous future for all of us citizens. May panahon pa. Kayong malalapit kay Bongbong Marcos. Bulungan nyo siya, may panahon pa. Natagal pa ang salpukan. Pero 2 taon na naghihintay itong bansang ito for an economic rescue. Walang dumarating. Puro usapan nandyan sa South China Sea. Wala naman ho tayong pinaglalaban dyan kundi mga bato-bato. And nakatenga ang ating economic agenda. Hindi ho matatapos itong usapan na ito dito sa blog na ito. Kayo ang maghusga kung ano dapat sa inyo ang prioridad dapat ng inyong Pangulo. At kung kayo may access sa ating Pangulo, makiusap kayo. Yugyugin nyo na ng matauhan na po. Dahil marami na po ang talagang sumasama sa protesta. At ito ay hindi destabilization dahil ng mga taong gumagawa niyan. kundi sila ay gumagalap lamang para mag-fiscalization ng government policy. Hindi po yan destabilisasyon.